Today in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Andu TV, News Gaon Se. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. But today's topic is a very, very different topic. And this topic, I am sure, is going to uh, awaken our souls, because the topic is spinal muscular atrophy, symptoms and treatment. Spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, is a rare neuromuscular disorder that results in the loss of motor neurons and progressive muscle wasting. It is usually diagnosed in infancy or early childhood, and it left untreated, it is the most common genetic cause of infant death. It may also appear later in the life and then have a milder course of the disease. The common feature is progressive weakness of voluntary muscles, with arm, leg, and respiratory muscles being affected first. Associated problems may include poor head control, difficulties swelling, sousclis, and joint contractures. The age of onset and the severity of the symptoms from the basis of the traditional classification of spinal muscular atrophy into a number of types. Spinal muscular atrophy is due to an abnormality mutation in the SMN1 gene, which encodes SMN, a protein necessary for survival of motor neurons. Loss of these neurons in spinal cord prevents signaling between the brain and skeletal muscles. Another gene, SMN2, is considered a disease-modifying gene, since usually the more the SMN2 copies, the milder is the disease course. The diagnosis of SMA is based on symptoms and confirmed by genetic testing. Usually, the mutation in the SMN1 gene is inherited from the both parents in an autosomal recessive manner, although in around 2% of cases it occurs during early development de novo. The incidence of spinal muscular atrophy worldwide varies from about 1 in 4,000 births to around 1 in 16,000 births, with 1 in 7,000 and 1 in 10,000 commonly quoted for Europe and the US respectively. Outcomes in the natural course of the disease vary from a few months in most severe cases to normal life expectancy in milder SMA forms. Spinal muscular atrophy is a group of genetic disorders in which a person cannot control the movement of their muscle due to a loss of nerve cells in the spinal cord and brain stem. It is a neurological condition and a type of motor neuron disease. Spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, causes muscle wasting and weakness. It can be difficult for a person with SMA to stand, walk, control their head movements, and even in some cases, breathe and swallow. Some types of SMA are present from birth, but other appears later in life. Some types affect life expectancy. SMA affects 1 in every 8,000 to 10,000 people around the world, according to Genetics Home Reference. There are different types of SMA. They vary in terms of when symptoms start to appear and how they affect the life expectancy and the quality of life. The National Institute of Neurological Disorder and Stroke describes 4 types: SMA type 1, or Werdingen-Hoffmann disease, is a serious condition that usually appears before the age of 6 months. A child may be born with breathing problems, which can be fatal within a year without treatment. Symptoms include muscle weakness and twitching, a lack of ability to move the limbs, difficulty feeding, and in time, a curvature of the spine. With newer treatments such as a disease-modifying therapies, DMTs, some children with SMA type 1 can now learn to sit or walk. A doctor may detect SMA type 1 before birth, as tests may show low levels of fetal movement during the final months of pregnancy. If not, it will become evident within the first few months of life. Symptoms of SMA type 2 usually appear at the age of 6 to 18 months. The infant may learn to sit, but they will never be able to stand or walk. In some cases, without treatment, the individual may lose their ability to sit. Life expectancy depends on whether breathing problems are present. Most people with SMA type 2 survive into adolescence or young adulthood. Treatment with DMTs can help. SMA type 3 or Kugelberg-Welander disease appears after the age of 18 months. The individual may have scoliosis or contractures, a shortening of the muscles or tendons, which can prevent the joints from moving freely. Most people will continue to be able to walk, but they may have an unusual gait and experience difficulty running, climbing steps, or rising from a chair. There may also be a slight tremor of the fingers. Complications include a higher risk of respiratory infections. With appropriate treatment, including with DMTs, a person can have a normal life expectancy. Adult SMA or SMA type 4 is rare. It begins after the age of 21 years. The person will have mild to moderate paroxysmal weakness, which means that the condition affects the muscles closest to the center of the body. It will not usually affect life expectancy. The symptoms of SMA depends on its type and severity as well as the age at which it develops. Common symptoms include muscle weakness and twitching, difficulty breathing and swelling, changes in the shape of the limbs, spine and chest due to muscle weakness, difficulty standing, walking and possibly sitting. At birth, infants with SMA type 1 have weak muscles, minimum muscle tone, and feeding and breathing problems. With SMA type 3, symptoms may not appear until the second year of life. In all its forms, the main feature of SMA are muscle weakness and muscle wasting. This occurs because the nerves that control movement, called motor neurons, are unable to give the muscles the signal to contract. The weakness tends to affect the muscles that are closer to the center of the body. Motor neurons normally send these signals from the spinal cord to the muscles via the motor neurons axon. In SMA, either the motor neurons or the axon itself does not work or stops working. SMA is a degenerative disease and the symptoms tend to worsen over time. Many of the changes are not strictly symptoms of SMA, but complications of the resulting muscle weakness. The introduction of causative treatments in 2016 has significantly improved the outcomes. Medications that target the genetic cause of the disease includes Nuzineon, Risdiplam, and gene therapy medication. Supportive care includes physical therapy, occupational therapy, respiratory support, nutritional support, orthopedic interventions, and mobility support. And before we will be discussing about this important topic, I would like to share the details of the where one can donate for any contributions toward the treatment and care of SMA children. Please find the below bank details. The bank details for RTGS, ECS as required, beneficiary's name, Cure SMA Foundation of India, PAN number is there, bank name is there, that is HDFC Bank Limited, branch name is there, that is Sector 53 Gurgaon, account number is written there, which you can read and write it, MICR code is there, branch IFSC code is there. We request you to mention your name or the name of your organization in the payment made to RTGS and NEFT, Care SMA India. So those viewers who feel that this disease, which is a very, very rare disease, but it is happening now to many of the children in our country, if they feel like after listening the experts of the field, they can very well donate whatsoever amount they want to donate directly to the Care SMA India for their donations. They will be getting the 80G benefit in this. I'm sure the ATG benefit is there, although they have not mentioned in this. But anyway, they can check up, and main thing is that at least those who are suffering can be saved or can be treated. Now, to discuss this very, very important topic, we have a very expert panel, elite panel with us. We also have the office bearers of the SMA Care Foundation. I'd like to introduce my first guest, and I invite him to share his thoughts on this very important topic, and he is Dr. Manish Parak. Dr. Manish is a senior professor pediatrics, Dr. SN Medical College, and in charge pediatric neurology clinic, MDM, and Umaid Hospital, Jodhpur. He is MD Pediatrics Medicines, Fellowship in Child Neurology from University of Toronto, Hospital for Sick Children, Royal College Accredited Program, Toronto, Canada. His 55 research published in peer-reviewed journals, 5 chapters in textbooks of international repute. His research interest is in neonatal neurology. He is the national trainer of Indian Academy of Pediatrics, Advanced Life Support Courses. He is also national trainer of British Neurology Association, Pediatrics Epilepsy Training 1 courses. He is member of International Child Neurology Association, American Academy of Neurology, British Pediatric Neurology Association, Neurologic Society of India, Indian Academy of Pediatrics, National Neonatology Forum. He is member of Institutional Ethics Committee and Chairperson Scientific Review Committee, Dr. SN Medical College, Jodhpur, Rajasthan, India. Welcome, Dr. Manish Parak, on our show. Dr. Manish Parak, you are expert in this particular field, and so we would like to know about this particular disease and what is the conditions and everything from you. And so we want that Dr. Manish Parak will speak on spinal muscular atrophy symptoms and treatment. Dr. Manish Parak, please.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a very elaborate introduction. And I'm honored to be on this forum. And thank you so much for inviting me. Well, you made that was a fantastic description of this dreaded disease. आपने बहुत सारी चीजें बताई इसके बारे में. I'll be bilingual because I know the audience is more of English and Hindi as well. Just to drive my point on the medical aspects of this disease, the core problem, as you said, is the weak muscle strength. So these children are very, very weak. और वो weakness माँ के गर्भ से, fetus से शुरू हो सकती है, बाद में भी हमें दिख सकती है और adulthood में भी दिख सकती है. तो बच्चों fetus से भी ये शुरू होती है. In fact, this was recognized in very early 1980s, and we didn't know much about it. Progress has been made, tremendous progress has been made till that time. And now we know it's not an uncommon disease. As you said, the incidence varies. So you have new patients, if you talk about roughly say 5,000 to 10,000 births में एक patient SMA का जरूर पैदा होगा, which means it's a very common disease. It was classified as rare diseases, तो बहुत सारे लोग इसको rare disease की बात करते हैं, but actually it's not a rare disease now. हम इसे identify कम करते थे, diagnosis बड़ा मुश्किल था, महंगा था, and that was the reason कि it always, rare diseases matter. It's not rare anymore. It remained largely untreatable until the last decade, but things have changed now. So let me tell you about where this muscle weakness comes from. So just imagine, हम मांसपेशियां काम लेते हैं. हम कोई भी काम करने के लिए, चाहे वो सांस लेने के लिए हो, तो हमारा डायफ्राम एक मसल है, वो काम लेता है, वो काम आता है. हम कोई चीज को उठाते हैं, चाहे वो स्कूल बैग हो, चाहे एक बच्चा सकिंग करता है माँ के दूध पीने के लिए, हर चीज में हमें मसल चाहिए. हम आँख खोलने में मसल चाहिए, हमें हार्ट में मसल चाहिए. तो मसल जो है, मांसपेशी जो है, वो कोर है हमारी हर एक्टिविटी के लिए. वो सांस लेने से आप समझ सकते हैं कि सांस से लेकर हम हार्ट बीट तक का. ओके, सो ये जो मसल है, दिस गेट्स वीक. व्हाई डज इट गेट वीक? बिकॉज हमारे स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में, जो हमारी मेरू रज्जा है, स्पाइनल कॉर्ड जो बड़ी नाड़ कहलाती है हमारे वर्टेब्रल कॉलम में, हमारी बैकबोन में, उसमें कुछ स्विचेस होते हैं. उन स्विचेस को हम कहते हैं एंटीरियर हॉर्न सेल. मैं इनको स्विच इसलिए कह रहा हूँ बिकॉज ये कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती है जहां से हमें स्टिमुलस मिलता है मसल को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए. तो एक तार जोड़ता है, जैसे हम नर्व कहते हैं, इस एंटीरियर हॉर्न सेल और मसल के बीच में. तो अगर ये स्विच जो कि एंटीरियर हॉर्न सेल है, ये खराब हो जाए, वो कहाँ होता है? हमारे स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में एंटीरियर हॉर्न सेल होता है. ये एक स्विच होता है जो कि एक तार के द्वारा हमारे मांसपेशियों से जोड़ता है. इफ दिस गोज रॉन्ग, ये जो एंटीरियर हॉर्न सेल है, तो हमें स्पाइनल मस्कुलर एट्रोफी हो जाएगी. नाउ अगर स्पाइनल मस्कुलर एट्रोफी किसी को होती है, तो इसका एक जेनेटिक कारण है. जेनेटिक का मतलब खानदानी नहीं होता. मैं जब जेनेटिक कहता हूँ, एवरीबडी थिंक्स दिस इज रनिंग इन फैमिलीज. इट्स नॉट एग्जैक्टली लाइक दिस. एक्चुअली जेनेटिक का मतलब है कि जिस कोड से हम बने हैं, जिस जीनोम से हम बने हैं, वो कोड हमारा जो है वो खराब हो जाता है. उस कोड के खराब होने की वजह से हम हमारे स्पेशली, हमें सबको पता है कि हम 46 गुणसूत्र होते हैं, 46 क्रोमोसोम्स होते हैं. इन क्रोमोसोम्स में से 5 नंबर का जो क्रोमोसोम है, उसमें एक जीन होता है जिसको हम SMN जीन कहते हैं. ये दो तरह के होते हैं, SMN1 और SMN2. ये दोनों 5 पे होते हैं. और 5 वाला जो कोड है, ये कोड इसका एक प्रोटीन बनाता है, जिस प्रोटीन को हम कहते हैं SMN प्रोटीन. तो जैसा आपने कहा सर्वाइवल मोटर न्यूरॉन, ये मोटर न्यूरॉन जो नर्व है, जो ये एंटीरियर हॉर्न सेल है, उसके सर्वाइवल के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. तो जब ये खराब हो जाएगा, तो हमें जो है SMA हो जाएगा. तो ये खराब कैसे हो सकता है? अब माँ या बाप से भी खराब मिल सकता है. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि माँ या बाप खराब हैं, लेकिन अगर मान लीजिए जैसा ये रिसेसिव है, तो दोनों में जीन अगर खराब है, तो ज्यादा चांसेस है कि बच्चे में होगी. तो अगर ये माँ या बाप से आई, तो दोनों में यूजुअली जीन मिलता है, उसकी वजह से खराबी मिलती है, उसकी वजह से बच्चे में हो सकते हैं. कई बार ये कुछ फैमिलीज आती है, कहती है सर हमारे तो किसी खानदान में किसी को नहीं थी, नो वन हैड दिस डिजीज, बट फिर भी हमारे में ये डिजीज क्यों हुई? तो उसका कारण ये है कि डी नोवो हो सकता है, अपने आप उस बच्चे के अंदर भी ये खराब हो सकता है. ओके. सो मैंने कहा, जैसा सर ने भी कहा, डॉक्टर मिस्टर गोयल ने कहा कि SMN1 SMN2 दो जीन होते हैं. तो SMN1 अगर नहीं है, तो SMA हो गया. SMN2 जितना ज्यादा है, उतना ही वो बीमारी की सिवियरिटी कम होगी. तो SMN1 कम होते हुए भी अगर SMN2 की कॉपीज ज्यादा है हमारे शरीर में, तो उसकी SMA की सिवियरिटी जो है वो कम होगी. तो इसीलिए आगे मैं बताऊंगा कि ट्रीटमेंट इस तरह से आया है कि वो SMN2 की मात्रा को बढ़ा सकते हैं. सो आई लेट यू नो इन अ मोमेंट. ओके. सो मोटर वीकनेस मैंने बता दिया कि मोटर वीकनेस क्यों होती है. जब मोटर वीकनेस होती है, तो ये बेबीज जो हैं वो शुरू से ही वीक हो सकते हैं. तो अगर मान लीजिए ये फीटल ओरिजिन की है, तो माँ के गर्भ में अगर ये बीमारी हो गई, तो माँ को क्या लगेगा कि बच्चा कम घूमता है, लेट घूमना शुरू हुआ, और जब वो बॉर्न होगा तो वो डिप्रेस्ड हो सकता है, जैसा बर्थ एस्फिक्सिया जैसा लगता है. ऐसा लगता है कि ये सांस नहीं लिया और ऑक्सीजन की कमी हो गई, लेकिन एक्चुअली क्या था कि बच्चा अंदर घूम ही कम रहा था. उसमें कॉन्ट्रैक्चर्स डेवलप हो जाएंगे, जो उसके जो जॉइंट्स हैं वो क्योंकि हिल नहीं रहा है अंदर, तो कॉन्ट्रैक्चर्स डेवलप हो जाएंगे. और ये बेबीज जो हैं वो बहुत अर्ली इन लाइफ में फिर क्या होता है कि उनके डायफ्राम वीक होता है, मसल सारी वीक होती है, तो सक नहीं कर पाते, स्वेलो नहीं कर पाते, सांस नहीं ले पाते, तो दे डाई. ऐसे ही जो इसका अगर मान लीजिए ये SMA टाइप 1 है, जैसा गोयल साहब ने बताया, तो SMA टाइप 1 में व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि 6 महीने के आसपास, आपको 4 से 6 महीने के आसपास माँ को लगता है कि ये सक नहीं कर रहा, ये रोता है तो बड़ा धीमा रोता है, आवाज नहीं निकलती उसकी, हिलता ही नहीं है, और कोई तरह की स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है इसमें. और उसके बाद में उसको फीडिंग प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, तो वो मेल नरिश्ड हो जाता है, और अल्टीमेटली उसको किसी रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन से डेथ हो जाती है. SMA 2 और 3 जो है वो थोड़े माइल्डर वेरिएंट्स हैं. और SMA 2 और 3 में आप ये समझ लीजिए कि 6 से 18 साल, 3 में कई बार एडल्टहुड तक प्रॉब्लम दिखती है, और 4 में तो डेफिनेटली एडल्टहुड में दिखती है. तो ऐसे समझिए फीटल मतलब माँ के गर्भ में शुरू हो जाएगा और बाद तक जा सकता है. और सारी प्रॉब्लम उस वीकनेस की वजह से, वीकनेस की वजह से ही बच्चा कम हिलता है, सक नहीं कर सकता, उसे कॉन्ट्रैक्चर्स डेवलप हो जाते हैं, और अल्टीमेटली वो बेड रिटर्न रहता है, डायफ्राम वीक होता है, रेस्पिरेटरी मसल्स वीक होती हैं. तो दैट इज द रीजन कि उसको रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन बहुत कॉमन होते हैं, जो कि लार्जली अनट्रीटेबल होते हैं. और जब आप इनको हाथ में लेंगे, गोद में लेंगे, बड़े फ्लॉपी फील होते हैं. फ्लॉपी मीन्स ढीले और वीक. और अगर इनको बहुत एक्सपर्ट से होते हैं, वो जब शोल्डर से उठाते हैं तो ये स्लिप करते करते हैं शोल्डर से, हम उनको शोल्डर से उठाएंगे तो स्लिप करेंगे। अल्टीमेटली क्या होता है कि ये बेबीज जो हैं, बिकॉज ये हिल नहीं रहे, तो इनको जो हिप है, अगर वो खड़े भी हो जाते हैं तो हिप में जॉइंट जो है वो सबलग से हो जाते हैं, मतलब जॉइंट खिसक जाते हैं। उसके अलावा उनका स्पाइन बेंड हो जाता है, क्योंकि वो ढंग से बैठ नहीं सकते हैं, बार बार रेस्पिरेटरी इलनेस और फीड नहीं कर पाते, तो ग्रोथ फेलियर और मेल न्यूट्रिशन इनकी बहुत सीवियर प्रॉब्लम होती है। ज्यादातर बच्चे जो SMA टाइप 1 के हैं उनकी डेथ हो जाएगी फ्लाइट तक। अगर 2 और 3 हैं तो शायद काफी साल जी लें। 3 और 4 जो हैं वो एडल्टहुड के आसपास जाते हैं। 4 की इनफैक्ट कहते हैं लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी अच्छी, बट ऑल सेड एंड डन इट्स अ फेटल डिजीज, इट्स अ वेरी बैड डिजीज टू हैव। ओके, व्हाट आर द लोकलाइज? कुछ ऐसी बीमारियां होती है जो बिल्कुल ऐसी लगती है कि ये SMA की तरह ही है। इनमें एक तो कुछ मसल डिजीजेज, अगर आपका मसल, इसमें मैंने बताया कि नर्व जो है वो खराब है, जो उसका स्विच है वो खराब हो गया एंटी हॉर्न से। जबकि कई बार क्या होता है कि आगे वाली नर्व खराब हो सकती है या मसल खराब हो सकता है। तो जैसे मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रोफीज हैं, बना हुआ मसल्स, ठीक बना हुआ मसल मसल खराब हो जाता है, या मसल बनता ही सही नहीं है, या कई बार कोलेजन कनेक्टिव टिश्यू आपका जो है उसकी वजह से भी आप वीक दिखते हैं। तो an expert can easily identify this, and then I'll tell you about how do you diagnose it, how do you confirm it. So जैसे ही माँ को ये लगे या फैमिली मेंबर्स को ये लगे कि ये बच्चा टाइम पे नहीं बैठ रहा, टाइम पे गर्दन नहीं संभाल रहा, टाइम बहुत ही ढीला है, बहुत ही वीक लग रहा है, सकिंग अच्छी नहीं है, आवाज ढंग से नहीं लग रही है, और अगर मान लीजिए टंग को ध्यान से देखते हैं तो कई बार जीभ जो है वो फैसिकुलेट कर रही होती है, तो एक वाइब्रेट कर रही होती है, वो ट्रेमुलस होती है, तो इसका एक साइन है। या अगर मान लीजिए बेबी जो है किसी भी कारण से मोटर वीकनेस है, तो हमें इसको एक्सपर्ट को दिखाना चाहिए, which can be a pediatrician or a pediatric neurologist. Pediatric neurologists are better trained, they have more expertise, and when they are evaluated, तो इसका जो confirmatory test है उनमें हम पहले तो एक नर्व कंडक्शन स्टडी करते हैं। नर्व कंडक्शन में हमें पता लग जाता है कि उसकी जो नर्व्स हैं वो सही काम नहीं कर रही है। तो नर्व कंडक्शन में देयर आर टेक्निकल इश्यूज, जैसे CMAP एम्पलीट्यूड है, दैट इज मोर ऑफ टेक्निकल, आई डोंट नीड टू टॉक about it right now. Then the genetic confirmation. Genetic confirmation, previously it used to be very costly, not easily available. Nowadays we know MLPA एक genetic testing है, तो MLPA में आप माँ के गर्भ में भी कर सकते हैं। तो कोरियोनिक विलस सैंपलिंग जो है, माँ कंसीव करी और 8 से 12 सप्ताह के बीच में या 12 से 16 सप्ताह के बीच में एमनियोसेंटेसिस के द्वारा यू कैन कंफर्म इट बाय यूजिंग MLPA। एंड बाद में भी जब आप सस्पेशन होता है आफ्टर बर्थ, so you can always confirm it by MLPA. Usually the cost range around from 3,000 rupees to 7,000 rupees, and there are many companies doing it now. I would recommend Wellsab and the rest of the panel that this be included in essential newborn screening. So जब भी हम हमारा newborn screening protocol बनाएं, तो ये testing जो है वो उसमें हमें करनी चाहिए। जैसे थायराइड के लिए है, सिस्टिक फाइब्रोसिस के लिए है, तो हम लोग इसके लिए भी सोच सकते हैं। तो फिर कई बार क्या होता है कि इसमें फिफ्थ जो क्रोमोसोम है उसमें एबनॉर्मलिटी MLPA द्वारा नहीं मिलती है, तो हमें एग्जाम की जरूरत पड़ती है, बट दैट इज अ मैटर ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज। मसल बायोप्सी और नर्व बायोप्सी ऐसी कोई जांच की यूजुअली जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है आज के जमाने में। एंड वंस यू डायग्नोज इट, then comes how do you treat it. So as we have already talked about, it's a very very debilitating disorder. So the most important thing is, because they don't they have poor nutrition, they become malnourished. So the most best focus is on nutrition. The nutrition ke liye, there are many ways by which you can do. So the families can be helped by putting in a nasogastric tube feeding, or sometimes a gastrostomy tube feeding. So gastrostomy में हम डायरेक्टली जो है पेट के अंदर जो स्टमक होता है उसके अंदर वी कैन पुट इन अ ट्यूब, एंड देन द बेबी कैन बी फेड, बिकॉज उसको सकिंग और स्वेलोइंग की प्रॉब्लम्स होती है। देन इनमें रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन बार बार होता है, तो चेस्ट फिजियोथेरेपी चाहिए होती है, ऑक्यूपेशनल थेरेपी चाहिए होती है। कॉन्ट्रैक्चर्स डेवलप हो जाते हैं, हिलते नहीं है, तो उसकी वजह से पोजिशनल डिफॉर्मिटीज हो जाती है फुट में, हैंड्स में, तो स्प्लिंट्स चाहिए, ब्रेसिंग चाहिए, स्पाइनल ऑर्थोसिस चाहिए। So the experts can always help you. We have a panel here who can will also talk about this. Then the respiratory illnesses होती है, उनको बड़ी aggressively हमें treat करनी होती है। Or sometimes if the child is very sick, not ventilating, the child may require artificial breathing and ventilation. So that can be done in a hospital or a home setting as may be required. So we have a lot of support these days, which can be easily done. Now, the definitive treatment. So, Lal Saab ne kaha ki definitive treatment is evolving. So, we have tremendous advances in the treatment. So, as I told you, कि अगर हम SMN2 का production बढ़ा दें, तो भी ये बीमारी ट्रीट हो सकती है. So, there is a drug called as nusinersen और Spinraza. तो ये जो ड्रग है, ये ड्रग हम इससे हम इसको SMN2 का जो है डोज बढ़ा सकते हैं. SMN2 से वो प्रोटीन ज्यादा बनेगा और जैसा मैंने बताया कि अगर SMN1 कम भी है या डेफिशिएंट है तो SMN2 जो है उसको हम बढ़ाने से ये बीमारी को हम ओवरकम कर सकते हैं. सो मेनी ट्रायल्स आर गोइंग ऑन. इट्स नाउ एन एस्टैब्लिश्ड मेडिकेशन. FDA अप्रूवल भी आ गई है इसकी, but remains very costly, and India may we need to do our own research to reduce the cost. Then the other drug is Zolgensma, which is actually a gene therapy. तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, मैंने बताया कि जेनेटिक कोड में खराबी आ गई तो हम उस कोड को ही बदल सकते हैं. हम जो मिसिंग कॉपी है SMN प्रोटीन की, जो SMN जीन की, उसको एक वायरस, एडिनो वायरस होता है, जैसा हम इसमें भी अभी सुन रहे हैं कोरोना वायरस के वैक्सीनेशन में भी, तो हम डायरेक्टली इस वायरस से जो है इस SMN जीन की कॉपी डाल सकते हैं. ये भी ट्रायल्स चल रही है, बड़ी सक्सेसफुल है. ये वन टाइम थेरेपी है, जबकि स्पिनराजा न्यूसिनेरेंसिन जो है उसको आपको ऑलमोस्ट बहुत लंबे टाइम तक देनी होगी इन पेशेंट्स को. सो जीन थेरेपी अगर सक्सेसफुल होती है तो इट्स मच मोर अप्रोप्रिएट, बट अगेन द कॉस्ट इज बहुत ज्यादा है. नंबर 2, हमारे यहाँ ट्रायल्स बहुत कम हैं. दूसरा, इंडिया में वी नीड टू अगेन वर्क ऑन आवर ओन रिसर्च. देन कम्स रिस्डिप्लैम. सो रिस्डिप्लैम की भी ट्रायल्स चल रही है. इसमें क्या होता है कि जो SMN2 की एक प्रोटीन बनाने की जो मशीनरी है, mRNA कहते हैं उसे, उसको स्प्लाइस करके मॉडिफाई कर देते हैं जिससे वो ज्यादा SMN2 बन सके. नाउ दिस इज आल्सो वेरी कॉस्टली, ऑलमोस्ट रिक्वायर्ड लाइफ लॉन्ग, and again the issues come with the cost and the logistic issues in this country. Okay, so summarizing the treatment, it's very important कि हम इसे early identification करें. उसके बाद में हम जो Cure SMA Foundation and many other foundations are now working very hard to get these treatment in India. But ultimately at the end of the day, we need our own regional research. We need people, जैसा लाल साहब ने कहा कि the system has to think about it. How can we, और ये एक और बात है कि ये गरीब आदमी और अमीर आदमी दोनों की प्रॉब्लम है. इट्स नॉट कि खाली गरीब आदमी को हो रही है, तो अमीर आदमी की भी है और अमीर आदमी भी इसमें गरीब हो जाता है. इट्स लाइक इट्स सो कॉस्टली. खाली केयर, डेफिनेटिव ट्रीटमेंट की बात नहीं है, खाली केयर, फिजियोथेरेपी, स्प्लिंट्स, ब्रेसेस, होम वेंटिलेशन, मोबिलिटी इश्यूज, nutrition issues, gastrostomy, everything is costly. Everything is costly. So we need to develop a support system which can help us to create more logistics, which are जो कि real में हमें economically or financially viable हो in this country में. Then comes the issue of how do you prevent it. So prevention is, as I said, कि आप 8 to 12 weeks में CVS कर सकते हैं, 12 to 16 weeks में amniocentesis कर सकते हैं. So अगर पेरेंट्स में अगर पहले एक बच्चे की हिस्ट्री है जिसको ये प्रॉब्लम रह चुकी है या फैमिली में कोई हिस्ट्री है, तो वी कैन ऑलवेज स्क्रीन द टेस्ट द पेरेंट्स एंड देन वी कैन, इफ द मदर इज प्रेग्नेंट अगेन, वी कैन ऑलवेज डू अ प्रीनेटल टेस्टिंग, मतलब बर्थ से पहले टेस्टिंग करके इसको हम प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं. ओके. For children with SMA, I would say from medical standpoint, if you can have a good life with treatment. So अगर support मिल रहा है तो बच्चों तुम्हें कोई problem नहीं आनी है. Parents, you'll always get this support and you can support your child with treatment. So many of these companies, हम लोग आजकल trials के लिए apply करते हैं and they are very kind enough to give us a lot of free treatment, but then still we require to have regional research, as I've already said. Then these children can go to school with treatment and with supportive therapy. There will be challenges, but they can be overcome. We always look to solicit community participation and support through organizations which are dedicated towards rare diseases, especially for SMA, organizations like Cure SMA. Okay, what is required from the community? So from the medical standpoint, we need a data registry. So Cure SMA is doing a lot of work to put up a data registry we are as physicians also have this responsibility कि जब तक data registry नहीं होगी तब तक हमारे यहाँ कंपनीज किसके लिए दवाई बनाती है, उनके लिए जहां बिके, लार्ज नंबर में बिके, उनको फाइनेंशियली वायबल हो। तो अगर हम इस देश में डेटा रजिस्ट्री होगी तो हमें पता चलेगा कि हमारे पास में हजारों की संख्या में पेशेंट्स हैं, एंड देन कंपनीज विल रियली कम फॉरवर्ड टू डेवलप दीज newer treatment in India. And our government and non-government institutions can also work on that. Then diagnostic testing in newborn screening programs, I already said that कि जब तक हम इसे include नहीं करेंगे, हम बहुत सारे patients को miss करेंगे और वो बहुत late diagnose होंगे. Then corporate sector can also contribute through their CSRs, and I would be very thankful if along with the government system, the corporate sector can come in for the medical issues. Okay, so thank you so much. I'll be happy to take the questions, and my thanks to my dearest patients, their adorable families, Cure SMA, Mr. Lal Goyal, and all the media partners. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Manish, for giving such a detailed description about this disease, the symptoms, the cure and the treatment, and the challenges which the patients and the families are facing. I'm sure that today the viewers had been enlightened and they have come to know about what is the condition of this particular disease. And they can definitely, if they want, they can contact either you or the SMA Cure Association or whosoever and take the proper treatment, not go to some quacks and which will spoil the life of the child. After all, the life is important, whatsoever it is. Thank you very much, Dr. Manish. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Dr. Nilofer Sheikh. Dr. Nilofer Sheikh is a pediatric physiotherapist and trained NDT specialist at Arsh Pediatric Rehabilitation Center, Ahmedabad. And Dr. Nilofer Sheikh, please unmute yourself. Dr. Nilofer, because Dr. Nilofer is quite busy, and when I requested her to send her profile, she could not because of her business. So I will request her to give her introduction herself, although it's my duty to give, but because I am not having her profile, I would request her to give her introduction. And then you have heard, Dr. Nilofer, what Dr. Manish has mentioned. Now, the challenges, as the report also says about the physiotherapy and all other therapies, definitely it's a very, very challenging thing. Not a normal physiotherapy of an adult. It's where the small children are involved, and we can hear the voice of the child or the children crying there at your clinic. So we would like to know from you, Dr. Nilofer Sheikh, about this SMA problem in India, as well as their diagnosis, their cure, their treatment, and their symptoms. Dr. Nilofer Sheikh, please.
Mr. Goel, my name is Dr. Nilofer Vora Sheikh. I'm a pediatric physiotherapist from Ahmedabad. I'm a co-founder of Arsh Pediatric Rehabilitation Center and as well a certified aquatic therapist. I am working with spinal muscular atrophy very closely a long time now. And Dr. Manish Parekh has given a detailed elaboration of spinal muscular atrophy, which was very impressive. And as well, Mr. Goel has elaborated a lot of things about spinal muscular atrophy. So one thing by the now we all are aware is that spinal muscular atrophy is a progressive disorder. It gets worse with the time, it progresses with the age of the kid. But there is a way we can try to slow this process. We can try to manage the kids during their growing ages. So there are the role of physiotherapy in that. And definitely, I would suggest to have in a pediatric physiotherapy evolution for that. So when we talk about the physiotherapical management of any SMA kid, we basically work on the two systems. First is their musculoskeletal system, and second is respiratory system. So as Dr. Manish Parekh has already mentioned that because of this motor neuron problems, there are the muscle weakness which we basically see and basically face in the spinal muscular atrophy. So this muscle weakness lead us to a lot of problems. There are a lot of muscle imbalance that is happening. There are a lot of joint instability happening. There's a lot of tightness which is developing, which leads to contracture many times if not treated. So basically, how this muscle imbalance, cause a issue, muscle weakness cause a issue to SMA kids, and how in a physiotherapy we can try to cover that up or try to keep that managed and try to get now the bone health. Why I need to talk about the bone health is like, because as Dr. Manish has also said that there is a muscle weakness, and because of that they are not able to sit, they are not able to roll, they are not able to stand and neither walk, right? So there are basically no way to absorb less vitamin D. As well, Dr. Manish has also introduced their feeding and swallowing problem because of the weakness of their cheek muscle, of their swallowing muscles. They are not able to feed and swallow the way other kids can do, which lead them to a malnourishment, and again the vitamin D compromise in that, and overall we end up having a very weak bone. So how we can help with that? So we can definitely work on the swallowing, which is a different part, because the speech language pathologist would work on that to improve the swallowing, to improve the sucking, to improve overall feeding. But in a physiotherapy, how we can help is that to given a lot of weight bearing exercises. We can keep them in a quadruped position, the horse position. We can keep them in the kneeling. We can make them stand on their knees. We can make them stand with the supports. We can many times, if the kids in a good progress and if they are doing a good therapy and trying everything, many times they take a few steps because of the with the help of support, or many time unsupported. So basically we had to given a lot of weight bearing exercise where there are comes a weight on their joints and bone, which increase somewhat absorption of vitamin D and in their bone, which is eventually going to give us a better bone health, because of this low density bone, and because of this muscle weakness, they are very tend to have a dislocation, as muscle weakness in the joints is not going to give them a stability. Like there are the muscles around your joint. Those are the strong muscles. This gives the stability to your joint. So basically, because of those muscle weakness, the proximal muscle weakness, which is your major muscles group, which are like shoulder muscles, your trunk muscle, your spine muscle, your hip muscle, which gives us a stability to move our distal part, are affected. So we see a very unstable joint, which lead to dislocation many times, subluxation many times. So physiotherapy role becomes in that to stabilize that joint, stabilize that big joint, so that distal part can move to have a functional ability. So how you can improve that? How you can improve that proximal muscle weakness? There are a lot of exercise. There are closed chain exercise, open chain exercise that we recommend to do the parents, even the therapist can do in the clinic, to get the maximum muscle memory, to get the maximum muscles repetition and strength that gives us a better stability. So yeah, weight bearing exercise, lot of muscle open chain exercise, the closed chain exercise. So we need to work on the strength of the muscles. Again, because of this muscle weakness, there are kind of muscle imbalance that happens at the joint, especially at the spine, at the hip, at the knee and ankle. Because one group, which is anti-gravity muscles, which are weak. So there are the another group of the muscle which is opposite to this anti-gravity muscles, tend to pull the joint in that direction and ultimately gives us a tight joint or tight muscle. So that so keeping the flexibility is also a task of physiotherapists. We need to work on the range of motion. Every joint has its full range of motion, so we need to keep that range of motion intact by flexing, by increasing the flexibility of that joint or flexibility of particular muscle by giving a stretch. So there comes a role of stretch. But yeah, when you do the stretching with the spinal muscular atrophy kids, you need to be very careful. As I said, the muscles are very fragile, the bones are very fragile. So there are things you need to keep in the mind, so you don't break the joint or the bone or can pull the muscles. So yeah, you need to work on the muscle strength, you need to work on the stability of the muscle, and you need to work on the flexibility and range of motion of the joint and the muscle. There are the other things that most of our spinal muscular kids are affected with is most of them have symptoms of fatigue. You know, they all the kids, mostly all the kids of spinal muscular atrophy are having a symptoms of fatigue. So for example, if they are doing if some of the kids are sitting, they won't be able to sit for a longer time. So that overall affect their functional ability, right? If we keep that kids in the school, the kid is not going to be sitting all the time in the school, okay, because they have a fatigue, the muscles get fatigued very easily. So in physiotherapy, you need to work on their endurance also. Endurance, by endurance I mean how longer you can do some activity. So if they are sitting, they has to be sit for a longer time. If they are standing, if the kid is standing, they had to sit for the stand for the longer time. And if they are the walker, they need to walk for the longer distance to get more functional ability, because this we want them to be very mobile, very active, and very functionally independent, at least in their house setup. So you need to work on endurance by doing a lot of muscle activity, by doing a lot of strengthening exercise. Now, while treating this musculoskeletal system in the spinal muscular atrophy, there are a lot of help of orthosis and splints that we need to take. As I said, the muscle weakness is everywhere, and that muscle imbalance that happens due to this muscle weakness is everywhere in every joint. So, for example, if I take example of spine, even if in the spine they have a muscle imbalance which cause a curvature of the spine, many time in the C shape, many time in the S shape, which is widely known as scoliosis. Which is a very challenging for any SMA kids, because developing a scoliosis and managing a scoliosis is very challenging in these kids, because due to that curvature in the spine, there is also, because your spine is attached to your rib cage, your chest part. So because of the curvature in the spine, there are the deformity also happen in the chest, and so the lungs which is within this chest cavity is compromised. So already with SMA we having a low respiratory muscles, we have a weak lungs, and we increase in the curvature of the spine, we end up having more compromised respiratory system. So it's very important to keep their scoliosis manageable and keep the slow down the progress of the scoliosis. So there are exercise that, again, the stretching and strengthening of the opposite part is very important to manage that scoliosis. And there are multiple braces, spinal braces, that can be given in a daytime, and many are also given in the night time to manage that scoliosis. As well, those kits can be provided by a splint called or orthosis called HK4s and A4s, which are the orthosis of legs. This orthosis can give us a better stability in the hip joint, in the knee joint, and the ankle joint. So while we are working on their standing or on their walking, we can have a stabilized system, so we can work on the proximal body better way. So it's very important to keep the alignment in your mind when you are working with SMA kids, because they are very tend to, their bones are not so healthy, their muscles are very tend to pull. So you need to keep alignment in your mind when you are working with them, because you want to strengthen the muscle, but you need to be careful about the bone health and the muscles pulling also. So this was all about how you work on the musculoskeletal system, and a pediatric physiotherapist who's trained in NDT would be knowing this all, how to keep in their mind, and can treat it very well. Now in a physiotherapy management, there is another system we work is on the respiratory system, which is treating the lungs and the muscles of the inspiration and expiration. So as we all know how much the lungs is important to us, how much important is for us to breathe very well. It defines our life at the end. So unfortunately, SMA kids of ours are affected with respiratory system, which they end up having a low vital capacity. Their capacity of taking oxygen within their lungs is very low. which is very bad for them because they cannot take as much as oxygen we can. So their endurance and fatigue increases. The endurance goes down and the fatigue increases the more. There is so that happens because of the weak diaphragm muscles and weak rib cage muscle, which are responsible for moving the rib cage out, and it open up basically these two muscles open up your rib cage so we can get the air from outside to inside. So as much as we get the space in the rib cage, that much oxygen we can take. So because of the weakness of the muscle, they are not able to take that much oxygen within their body. Now because of the expiratory muscle weakness also, we have a non-effective cuff mechanism. Now why having non-effective cuff mechanism affected? So for example, if any kids have a with the spinal muscular atrophy has a lung disease or had a lung problem or lung infection, so there are going to be secretion within their lungs which is going to fill up. So now if I have a lung infections, there will be secretion in my lungs and I'll be able to cough or huff. So basically when you cough or huff, there is a vibration happens in your lung cavities and in the pipes of the respiration, which moves, which vibrates that secretion, which that vibration loosen that secretion and it pull it from within to outside. Now because of low effective cuff, they cannot move this secretion within, and there are not even oxygen which is going too deep down through that secretion, and that secretion stays there for a longer time. It gets stick more, and we end up having a consolidation. Now consolidation is very bad for our kid with SMA because we lose with if that part is consolidation, it cannot absorb oxygen anymore, and we lose that much of the lung amount from our breathing pattern, so which is very bad for them. So there are way we can improve that. There are way we can improve this inspiratory capacity by doing a breathing exercise. For example, segmental breathing, forced lip breathing, which where we can distribute the air in every segment of lungs. Your lungs are made up of different segments, and we want the oxygen to go within all those segments, all on the surfaces. So it's very important. So in through this breathing exercise, what we can do is increase the distribution of oxygen in every segment. As well, there are technique called postural drainage, which are there. Postural drainage is basically a positional treatment where we give a different position of to the kids in the anti-gravity position, where there are this position are be given while keeping the segment you want to treat in a mind, like which segment you want to move, because for every segment we have a different posture. So you need to put them in a different posture to get that secretion from deep to coming more taking it into the central pipe. We want that secretion to come into the central part. So by postural drainage, we can do that, because gravity is going to help that taking that secretion coming into the central pipe. With this postural drainage, we can also take a help of percussion. There are specific type of rhythmic movement which can be given on their chest area while keeping their chest covered. This particular movement on their chest is going to again shake their secretion within. It's going to vibrate their secretion within, and again we can get maximum amount of secretion coming to the central pipe. So once it enters into central pipe, we can with the help of nebulizer or with the help of tracheal stimulation, we can try to get that secretion out with the help of cuffing. There are also technique in physiotherapy where you can there are manual cuff assisting techniques. There are device which are help getting better cuff. So you can teach them, you can help them with the manual cuff assistant techniques. As well, you can give them cuff assistant device, and with the help of that you can take that secretion coming out of the body, and we can clear out all the secretion in the lungs, and we have a cleared respiratory system, so we can take more oxygen in that lungs cavity. So with other problems with the respiration in SMA kids are that most of our kids, especially type 1 and type 2, have a sleep apnea. So when sleep apnea is the episode of hypoventilation that happen when they are sleeping. So, and it is very unfortunate that many times we lose the kid because of this sleep apnea, and your parents are not even aware of it, that would exactly happen to the kid if it stays untreated. So we recommend that parents with the especially type 1 and type 2 to go with the sleep study. In that sleep study, where they determine how much hypoventilation episode is happening during the night while they are sleeping. So in base of that, the kids can be given a BiPAP that can be referred by the pulmonologist or as well with the chest physiotherapist. They give it, the kids is given with the BiPAP. The BiPAP is the machine which short of home setup of ventilation short of. So it delivers the oxygen to the kid throughout the night whenever this hypoventilation happen. So they can be given interval in the interval also, and can be given a regular also, depend on what the kids require. So yes, when we talk about the whole physiotherapy management of the spinal muscular atrophy, the orthosis you need to keep in the mind, that the stability of the joint you need to keep in the mind. We want to avoid contracture anyhow. We don't want contracture by mean the tightness which we develop is now not movable. A tightness by I mean I can move my joint even it is tight, but by contracture I mean even if I apply a pressure, it cannot go to the full range now. So we want to avoid this contracture at any cost with our kids. Now the goal of physiotherapy can be differ depend on the type of the kids. Like in type 1, our main goal would be on their feeding, how we can improve their feeding, what posture we can give to that kids which can support a better feeding, a better swallowing. So they can be taken a help from SLP, speech language pathologist also, for better feeding and better swallowing. There can be nutrition specialists also can help us with that. So for that kids will be taking care of uh, a lot of feeding problems. Will try to treat that. We will try to work on their mobility more, like their rolling more, their sitting more. Okay, we'll be taking care of a lot of posture, because they are non-sitter many times and they don't stand well, the SMA type kid 1 at all. So we'll be trying to enhance the mobility, so at least by moving their body, there are less chance of any secretion that accumulate in the lungs, and the blood circulation also keeps happening. So we're going to work on more of sitting on them, more of by, so they can, a lot of rolling exercise, so they can at least roll themselves, because nobody wants their kids to be just supine and do nothing. So we'll be working on rolling. Once we achieve the rolling, we achieve this, if we achieve the sitting, and if the kid with the help of orthosis or not orthosis, if we are achieving the sitting, then I might think of standing with them with the help of HK4s or braces, the leg braces, which can enhance that standing. Yeah.
Yes,
So
Dr.
yeah.
Nilufar, thank you. I think you have given a very good description about the physiotherapy requirement for the SMA patients and especially the children. But there are so many more things to be known that we will come to you for in the next segment. But definitely what you have mentioned is very, very enlightening, and especially those whose children are suffering from SMA. And I'm sure that are getting already, they might be getting the physiotherapy. If not, should contact the physiotherapist wherever they are and try to get the
Sure.
physiotherapy done under the medical supervision, as you are explaining. Thank you very much, Dr. Vora Sheikh, for giving the details. Now I would like to invite my next guest. I will just put Dr. Vora, can you just put yourself? Yeah, thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next guest, because till now you have heard the medical experts, the neurologist, pediatrician neurologist, as well as the physiotherapist, and they have given their views how to manage the SMA patients, what are the causes, what are the treatments, how they are doing it, what is the position. But now we are going to invite two of my guests one by one. They are involved, they are basically, they have their own children who are suffering, or the child who is suffering with this SMA disease. So now we would like to know the reality or the practical difficulties and challenges which if SMA patient, the child's mother faces or the family faces. And so I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Miss Sri Lakshmi Nalam. Ms. Sri Lakshmi is the co-founder and director of Patient Advisory Cure SMA Foundation of India. She is a teacher by profession. She is no stranger to working in community outreach and brings her experience as a parent of an SMA kid to fighting for the rights of the individuals suffering with SMA across the country. Welcome, Ms. Sri Lakshmi, on our show. Please unmute yourself. Ms. Sri Lakshmi Nalam, you have heard two experts, one doctor, pediatrician, pediatrics neurologist, as well as a physiotherapist who is trained for the SMA type of diseases, and they have explained in detail. But you, being the mother of a SMA kid, as well as you have founded this Cure SMA Foundation of India, and you are doing work for the upliftment or the betterment of the individuals who are suffering with SMA across the country. You are trying to create the awareness about the SMA so that the many children who are not, or the parents who are not aware about this disease, they can understand. So we would like to know from you about spinal muscular atrophy symptoms and treatment, as well as the challenges which as a parent you are facing. Ms. Sri Lakshmi Nalam, please.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction. And also thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to represent Cure SMA India and explain our initiatives for improving the quality of life and also our ongoing efforts to bring the drugs approved for SMA within the reach of our patients in our country. Now, Dr. Manish and Dr. Nilofer have explained in detail. So I will be talking very briefly about SMA and talking more about our organization. So spinal muscular atrophy, SMA in short, is a rare genetic neuromuscular and progressive disease, which is characterized by muscle wastage and muscle weakness. This disease generally manifests very early in life, and Dr. Manish has given clearly that it starts even during the pregnancy, much before the delivery. So this is basically caused by a small deletion in the gene, a gene which is known as SMN1 gene. This is not present in the children with SMA. Now, this gene is responsible for coding a protein. This protein helps in transmission of the nerve impulses from the spinal cord to the muscle cells, simply put. So in the absence of this protein, the nerve cells are unable to transmit the messages to the muscles, and hence the muscles cannot work. And so we are not able to contract and all, and so they cannot do any activities. Now, they may not be able to roll over, they may not be able to crawl, sit, stand and all, depending upon the severity of the disease. General condition is most of them are confined to the wheelchairs, facing many challenges in the day-to-day environment and living a very difficult life. We at Cure SMA India is a parent-led organization with pan-India presence. We have about 500 plus patients registered with us. We started off as a very small group of parents of children having SMA, and gradually we have evolved into the non-profit organization, the Cure SMA Foundation of India. We've joined hands to raise awareness about the disease, building infrastructure for the better management of the disease, and also make the approved drugs available in our country for all the SMA patients. Presently, we do have 3 SMA drugs approved, which are the treatment for SMA and not any cure. They are the Spinraza, Zolgensma, and Evrysdi. Initial days of our organization, we were working mostly on raising awareness about the disease, not only among our members, but also among the society, healthcare professionals, and we formed a sort of support system to support each other. When the drug Spinraza was approved by the US FDA, we were all very elated and thought that the drug would be available to our kids and now they can have a better life. But we were very disappointed seeing the exorbitant cost and we could never get the medicine. We still were communicating with the Biogen, the pharma company which is making the drug Spinraza, and we were told that we were not having the required infrastructure for the medicine, and nor do we have any insurance or reimbursement model for such life-saving drugs. Now we started diversifying our work, and we have been trying to sensitize and work with all the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Like the central and the state government health authorities, the Drugs Controller General of India, DCGI, the NITI Aayog, ICMR, insurance regulatories, pharma companies, healthcare professionals, hospitals, diagnostic labs, rehabilitation centers, and even other disability organizations to bring the drugs to India and also create a sustainable healthcare ecosystem for SMA in India. We have been dedicated ourselves to turn our devastating pain into a meaningful purpose with a never give up attitude. We engage with people in different ways. During this COVID period, it was very difficult and even more challenging for the SMA kids. During this period, to help the SMA children, we have formed a task force team comprising of physicians and surgeons from various disciplines and who are all connected with SMA into a team. The main focus of this team was to provide the guidelines which may be more effective to providing care at home and also identify the complications that are arising and intervene so that they can reduce the number of visits to the hospital in this period of COVID. We have also conducted multi-stakeholder roundtable meetings with the government authorities, insurance regulators, clinicians, pharma companies at the national and state levels. This is to identify the various challenges and work towards a sustainable universal access to the life-saving medicines. We have already done at national level, states also, a few states like Rajasthan and West Bengal we have done, and looking forward to do in other states as well. Then internationally, we also have a number of patient advocacy organizations, and we are connected to them in US, Europe, and other Asian countries. In addition, we also support our neighboring countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan to form the patient advocacy groups in their countries and in turn help the SMA patients in their countries. This spinal muscular atrophy, as described earlier, is a very complicated disorder affecting many parts of the body, not only the muscles, because the muscles are connected to various parts of the body. Like the respiratory system, it becomes very difficult in some kids to breathe. In some kids, it is difficult to swallow and digest. So the digestive system is affected. Most of the children develop contractures in their limbs, and also there is a curvature in the spine. This is known as a scoliosis. So there are many problems arising due to this disease. Now, it becomes very difficult for the parents to run from pillar to post to different types of doctors, and get their children treated. So Cure SMA India has come out with the initiative of SMA clinics, where in these clinics, we have all the doctors of different disciplines connected to SMA, like a pediatrician, neurologist, orthopedician, pulmonologist, etc. And even I have the physiotherapists and orthotics people so that the parents can get all the help at one go. And these are conducted at regular intervals and also at a nominal price. This multidisciplinary care and approach allows the patients and their families to monitor the various aspects of disease progression. And also, wherever possible, it provides an anticipatory care so that it can minimize the trips to the doctors. So in this way, it helps them to manage in a better way. During the pandemic, because we couldn't organize these SMA clinics in the hospitals, we had conducted a certain virtual SMA clinics wherein the doctors used to give some advice to the patients. And also we had conducted a series of web series with various specialists so that they make them give more advices about how to take care regarding nutrition, regarding respiratory problems, digestive problems, etc. So in this way, the Cure SMA is trying to bring the doctors closer to the patients and help the patients. Another important point is we help, being part of the Cure SMA organization helps them to give the emotional support, which is very much required. Especially if you take the newly diagnosed parents of SMA patients, they are in a state of shock and confusion, and they do not know what to do, where to go, and all. So we try to counsel those parents and try to assure them that they are not alone in their journey. We are with them, and we provide them with all the resources required, like the various doctors they need to go, physiotherapists, etc., and in their place, which are closest to their place. So in this way, we help them by giving the various resources required to all the patients. By being a part of the group and sharing many advisors regarding the nutrition, day-to-day management, etc., the people are more informed and they can take an informed decision as to how to go about, and they feel more confident and less prone to making mistakes. We also continuously create awareness about spinal muscular atrophy, not only among the community, but also among the society, people, general public, and healthcare providers, governmental organizations, etc. Recently, if you have seen, world famous sand artist, Mr. Sudarshan Patnaik, has supported us in spreading awareness about SMA. We also use social media as which is an effective tool, reaching out to many and expressing our opinions and sharing our activities with everyone. With continuous advocacy with the pharma companies, we were successful in bringing the compassionate use programs, wherein a very small percentage of patients, maybe less than 5% of them, are being able to get the medicines freely present in our country. So this has been, but we are looking for getting medicines for all of them. Now, I sincerely appeal through your channel to all of them to donate to our organization, Cure SMA India. The reason being, we do not have any external funding or resources. We are contributing, only the members contribute within ourselves, and we try to sustain ourselves. So maybe with the help of the funds, we would be able to do much more. So I request you all to please help us in contributions and help us make a difference in the lives of the SMA people. And also the kids, if you see the SMA kids, I being a mother of an SMA child, we know how the kids are very intelligent and have a very high IQ. We have many board toppers in us among our kids, and even a few of them have even made to the IITs. We have talented artists like singers, painters, etc. All these children, it is so difficult for them, and they're even doing that with being confined to a wheelchair. Even facing so many challenges, they're able to do. So we request that please contribute and make a difference to the life of these children. It is very difficult to see our children waste away in the front of our eyes and to undergo no parent, for us, we feel that no parent should undergo the grief of losing a child, especially when there is a medicine, approved medicine, but only due to lack of funds, we are not able to give that medicine to our kids. So this is a very, very sad part. And right now, I'm telling you, there are 4 kids in the ICU of various hospitals in our country fighting for their lives. One child has even got the G tube, that is a feeding tube, inserted or surgery done. So we are always living under the constant threat of losing our children. We are always in fear. So we humbly request our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, to intervene on our behalf and please make these drugs accessible and affordable to the hundreds of individuals suffering across the country and make our dream of an SMA-free India come true. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sri Lakshmi Nalam. And what you have mentioned, yes, we also endorse, after all, a child is a child and a life is a life. How come we become so insensitive that we are not thinking about those children who are suffering with this particular disease, and they are dying because for wants of money, wants of funds. When the medicines are there, when so much money is spent on other diseases, why not part of it can be spent on this, or the researches can be done as you have mentioned. Thank you very much, Ms. Sri Lakshmi Nalam, for presenting your views as well as your challenges which the children are facing. Now, I would like to invite my last guest. Due to the paucity of time, I will request you to limit your this thing. She is Miss Anjana Raj. Ms. Anjana Raj is a Gujarat State Coordinator, Cure SMA Foundation of India. She is MTech in Biochemical Engineering. She is manufacturer and trader of chemical, rubber and plastic products. She is also parent of an SMA kid. Ms. Anjana Raj, please.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, one and all the panelists, especially Dr. Manish and Dr. Nilofer, ma'am. It was in a short notice that you agreed to talk for us, and it's really we are really grateful to you. And Sir Lal Goyal, sir, we are really our gratitude to you too. To agree to consider the session where you talk about SMA, and I'm sure that many audience will come to know about this disease and agree to help or at least pray for us. So to start with, actually, I would like to talk already about the disease and how it is to be managed. Everything is covered, and even Cure SMA Foundation of India, Sri Lakshmi ma'am has given a very beautiful explanation on how we work. And like as a parent, I have seen many kids wasting away in front of me. I have joined this organization in 2018 when my daughter was diagnosed just weeks before her first birthday. And after joining, I've seen many children losing, many of them known to us, very cute children, very cute and bubbly, most of them below 2 years, and some of them even very renowned and famous personalities like artists and writers. We have lost many of them. So remembering them, I would like to start today's talk. All I have to say is about the bridging of gap. We have 3 medicines approved in a foreign country. We have children losing in front of us. So what we have to do to bridge this gap? So only way to bridge this gap is to think how other countries are giving the medicine to their citizens, how they are able to access it. Either they are getting insurance policy which is covering their medicine expense, or the government is giving their citizens free of cost, the medicine free of cost, or maybe the subsidized rate. So where are we lacking? Why our government and the other stakeholders are taking less importance or giving less importance to rare diseases and SMA in particular? SMA is not like other diseases. It's a very rare disease which has a treatment available. Because rare diseases normally most of them have still no cure available, but for SMA we have 3 approved treatments, but none of them are available in India. And if some parent takes the pain to crowdfund or somehow manage the money, which is in crores again, so if they manage to get the money, then also there are issues there are time consuming procedures which we have to follow for that so that the drug can be imported to India. So all these problems which we are facing, which is the medicine, the disease itself is giving us a lot of trouble. We have our children confined to wheelchair. uh, some children have difficulty breathing. Some of them are using tube to breathe. Some of them are using tube to feed. So it's not a normal scenario or not a normal disease. This is a very serious disease which can lead to fatal complication. And just like Nilofer ma'am said, it can even happen in their sleep. So we are worried every day. We are worried whether they'll get the liberty of time to spend their life. Whether, I don't know, my child is 3 years old now. I don't know whether she'll reach her teenage or adulthood without medicine. We cannot assure that. So my only humble request to government is to have meetings with pharmaceutical companies, have meetings with insurance companies, find a way, help us. And I don't know how much I need to stress, because already Sri Lakshmi ma'am had told, while we are having this conversation, 4 children are in ICU. 4 children are in ICU battling their disease, battling with their life. And this SMA, like SMA is robbing away all their capabilities. It's taking away their capability to breathe, to feed, to swallow. So how much more we need to stress the importance and the time constraint we have. So we have very less time. Our time is ticking. As soon as possible, we need this treatment and we need the government intervention on this regard.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Sanjana Raj. Yes, what you have mentioned is really appealing to, I think, everyone. When the medicines are ready, why the medicines are not being given to the children? So to save their precious life because of the money, I don't think that is the consideration. Only thing is the right approach. Why the government is not awakening when the so much problem has come during the COVID and still the government had managed. I'm sure the appeal which Ms. Sri Lakshmi has mentioned, made to the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, will definitely give some dividend, and the medicines to be provided free of cost to the children so their lives can be saved. Thank you very much, Ms. Sanjana Raj. Now, because of the paucity of time, I would like to club the questions to the Dr. Manish Parekh, because of so many questions. Dr. Parekh, I would like to know 2-3 things from you. One is how this can be prevented in the parents, the mother and father, so that initially, is it possible that before the delivery of the child or before the conceivement, whether this disease can be prevented? Number one. Number two, if in the womb of the mother, when the doctor diagnosed that there is a disease, can be prevented? This is one question. The other is whether this disease is also related to autism, or the autism child are getting more SMA, or SMA is also autism. Is there any correlation between these two? These are questions which I would like to know from you.
Sure. So, sir, coming to the first question, in fact, as I said, in the parents, if you really want to prevent this disease happening in their child, the future child, we need to have, on the national level, we need to have a robust screening program, a newborn screening program, so that almost every newborn who is born in this country gets a screening initially when the child, he or she, is born. And if they're carrying this gene, प्री कंसेप्शनल का मतलब है कि जब मैरिज हो उससे जस्ट पहले प्री मैरिटल काउंसलिंग हो कि भाई आपको ये जीन है, हमें मालूम है, ठीक है, तो अगर आपके स्पाउस को भी ये जीन है तो बहुत हाई रिस्क है इसको होने की। तो ये जब तक न्यूबॉर्न स्क्रीनिंग में नहीं आएगा तब तक हम इसको ओवरऑल प्रिवेंट करने में इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट। सो माय सजेशन इज to include it in the newborn screening. As we said, it's not now a rare disease, it's actually a common disease. So us frequency mein genetic disorders mein it's a common disease. Okay. Now once we know कि अगर husband या wife को this one of the spouse is carrying the gene, we know mostly it's an autosomal recessive, although there can be rare modes of other inheritance and other variants as well. तो उसमें it becomes much more easier if we can disclose it बिफोर आवर मैरिज कि भाई मुझे ये है, तो हम जब मैरिज कर रहे हैं तो मैरिज हो सकती है, दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, बट देन वी नीड टू नो द अदर पार्टनर स्टेटस एज वेल. ओके, सो दैट्स वन वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. And after conception, what we do is a prenatal screening. As I told you, we can do it. It's not difficult. It's very much doable. It's now cheaper in this country. Although we need to have a robust system. मैंने कहा हर जैसे we have all the panelists have talked कि गरीब आदमी भी गरीब और गरीब हो जाता है और अमीर आदमी भी और गरीब हो जाता है. So we need to have a robust system in the government and the non-governmental organizations where a prenatal screening is affordable. Okay, तो वो CBS या Quamio centers से हो सकती है, and then the genetic testing, the fetus can be tested for genetic cirrhosis. Okay, so that was first part. That's very much preventable. Okay, now the second part. So autism and SMA, they have almost there is no evidence to suggest that SMA babies are having a high risk of autism. In fact, or as said, they are very bright children. They are, अगर हम disabilities में देखें जो common disabilities हैं जो इस country में हैं, इस region में हैं, उनमें SMA is one disease where the children are very bright. They're very talented mostly, and उनका जो autism बहुत rare है. Although I would strongly say कि autism अगर है तो कोई और disease suspect करिए उसके साथ, ठीक है? Otherwise autism is not associated.
But one more question to you directly. You have mentioned about mRNA. Now we know that mRNA has come in the news because of the Pfizer and the other vaccine which has been developed in USA. So can't we create such type of vaccine or treatment of mRNA when the vaccine has been already developed in USA on mRNA basis, where they are where this is also based on the proteins and whatnot? We cannot develop that and use for the treatment of the our patients of SMA.
So mRNA splicing, matlab we are modifying the mRNA in such a way that it produces more of SMN2. Okay, that's the strategy which a newer drug, Risdiplam, uses. So जो ये जो strategy है mRNA को modify करने की या manipulate करने की to treat SMA, it's already in existence. The problem comes because of the patent rules. You know, we made our life more difficult, Mr. Lal. Mr. Goyal, the biggest problem ने हमारे घर में 7 फोन हो गए, हर एक को लिंक कर दिया बैंक अकाउंट से, and then it complicates everything. वैसे ही the patent laws, you know, why is these medicines very costly? Because of the patent rules laws. तो वो 5 साल तक पेटेंट पे रहते हैं, and then it becomes so.
Okay.
That is why I would always say that the panelists said कि हमें the parents said कि हमें we need to, you know, subsidize these and government should support. There is another aspect to it. We need to have our own research. We need to create molecules which can be used to create SMA in our region, and we have that technology and expertise that has been amply proved for COVID-19 vaccination.
Okay.
And many
Yes.
others.
Yes.
जब तक हम हमारा खुद का नहीं करेंगे तब तक नहीं.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Manish Parak, for giving the your views about the questions which I have raised to you. Now, my question goes to Dr. Nilofer. Very limited time. Just tell me how you have managed during the COVID, because physiotherapy is where you have to. It's a person. You cannot do it virtually. So just how you have done it during the COVID time for the SMA patients.
Yeah, so COVID time has been very difficult for mostly all kids, but especially SMA, because when we open up back, after this lockdown, we were not calling any kid with the SMA, as we know they are very high risk at respiratory failure and respiratory infection. But there was a way from the beginning when the parents come from the first day. If the SMA kid is coming, my target is to create awareness in the parents, to teach them what to do, because my 1 hour therapy is not going to make a huge difference. In them, what they do, what they position, what they make them wear is the big thing, you know, for that 23 hours what they do. room. So I enhanced during on a video call. I could not treat the kids, but definitely I have made an approach where I have more aware the parents. I have more teach the technique. There are parents I have been treating in a different region of India now by making virtually present, where I have teaching them what to do on the dolls and then they do on the kids. I suspect that and then I give a thumbs up and they can do at home. I plan my therapies like that. They can do a simple things because it's very important. They cannot have a gap of 7 to 8 months. I end up going to have a scoliosis and
Oh,
tight knees, which is
Oh,
not
okay.
a
Thank you
thing.
very much. Thank you very much. Now, in the last, Miss Sri Lakshmi, you can make a appeal again, once again, to all our viewers.
Yes, sir. I appeal to all the viewers to kindly see the kids with empathy, understand the difficulties they are going through on a day-to-day basis, the degrading health conditions, and still trying to do something and achieving. And please understand and contribute to make a difference to the SMA children. It will be really helpful and we'll be thankful to you. And
Thank-
one more thing, you get also income tax benefits by contributing to us.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Sri Lakshmi. Miss Raj, last word from you. If you want to say, but only I just want to know about the schooling part. One thing which is left. Is it a normal schools the children are going, or they have to go for a special school?
No, no, sir. They are going to normal schools, and even I am like my child is attending virtual class now. She's just 3 year old, but she's picking up very fast. Their intelligence is not affected in with the
But
SMA. They are
once the school
normal
will
children.
start, but once the school will start, she can go to the normal school.
Yes, they can go, but they will go with a help, like
Okay, yes.
either the mother or somebody, so that they
Okay.
can
Okay.
help in movement and all.
Okay, thank you very much. So viewers, today you have seen how the children are suffering, how the families are suffering, and the suffering is man-made, because when the medicines are ready, when the medicines are available, we after all, for government or for the civil society, it is not difficult. After all, there are so many philanthropists in our country. They should come forward. There are many big corporate hospitals are there. They should come forward and they must contribute. Although we all are supposed to contribute, but even if the government take initiative, as Dr. Parekh has mentioned and all other panelists have mentioned, then definitely this disease can be cured. And when it is curable, why not those medicines which are available there, or the researches in India should be done. Thank you very much. And today, viewers, this is the first time that I have to conduct such type of program very emotionally. And I am sure it has going to give some impact on all of you. Thank you very much. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, Newsgaon se Samvad Sarokar News, as well as it was shown on live on Facebook and YouTube. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with a new topic every day. And tomorrow our topic is women of substance. And our panelists are Dr. Rajiv Anand. He is the senior psychiatrist and marriage counselor, Mumbai, along with 3 women of substance, Miss Geeta Waghani, Miss Purnima Yadav, and Miss Murna Mai. So please tune in tomorrow for a media conference with Lal Goyal at 10:30 a.m. Thank you very much, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Parekh. Thank you very much,
Thank you so much.
Dr.
Thank you very
Nilofer
much.
Vora Sheikh. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Miss
so much.
Sri Lakshmi Nalam, and thank you very much,
Thank you
Miss
so much.
Raj,
Thank you so much,
for
sir.
joining, and
Thank you,
all the
thank you, sir.
and thank you very much all the viewers. Thank you very much.